Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I know I'm excited about this. I hope all of you are as well. It is my first project pan update. Yes! I have made some can't even talk anymore. I've made some terrific progress, and I am so excited to share it with everybody. If you see me look down, it's because I've got my spreadsheet open to go over all of the weights. We're actually going to remember to do the weights this time. And I've got my products in front of me to hold up. If you are unfamiliar with what a project pan is, I am not the best person to explain that, but I will go through that as best as I can. So, Team Project Pan was started by Kat and Haley from Beauty News, and it is a full face of products plus a body care product, a face product, and a skincare product, and a hair product. And you work on trying to use all those products up throughout the year. This is a rolling style project pan, so once I finish an item, I will roll a new item in, and I actually have some items to roll in. So, I know that other people usually go over their empties first, then go over the products they made progress on. Because I'm still new at this, I will be working on just going through each category. So we'll start with primer, foundation, concealer, go through the entire spreadsheet, and I will just update you at those points. So without further ado, let's get started. So for my first category, for primer, we have the Fourth Ray Beauty Watermelon Face Milk. And this is what our face milk looks like. So when we started the project on January 1st, my line was way up there. So I basically had a brand new bottle. I had used this 1 or 2 times and it was fine, but I wasn't getting enough use out of it, and it's not my favorite primer. So I've decided that I would like to use it up. So now we are way down here. Look at how far we are. So I've made some awesome progress. I'm hoping to roll this out of my collection by next month. I think it'll only take me 1 more month to finish this up. I have been slacking on the whole makeup front besides today. But with starting my YouTube channel, I'm putting on makeup on the weekends, so I'm hoping that I can make enough progress that by the next check-in, this will be out of my collection and I will be on to the next primer I would like to pan. So, we still have this in the project, but making some fantastic progress. Then for foundation, so I know I went over this in the last video. I do technically have 2 foundations I'm working on panning because I am mixing them together, but I only weighed one of them at the beginning of the year because I thought I'll just focus on one foundation, and then as I was constantly mixing the 2 together, I decided, why don't I focus on both, and then once one is finished, I'll roll in another one to mix with the other leftover foundation. So, for the one that I weighed on the first of the year, this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumi Radiance Perfecting Foundation. These names are far too long. Now, I did mention in my first video, this was in my 9 by New Year's, and now it is in my yearly project pan. Currently, it still hasn't settled. I shook it up a few days ago because the oil was settling. It still smells fine. It still works perfectly. I have it on today. It looks lovely as always. It's one of my favorite foundations. The shade's just too light. So if I whittle down my foundation collection, I may repurchase this in the correct shade. But for now, I'm trying to get this out. So when we started on January 1st, we were up to about the halfway mark there. And now it's hard to see, but you can see all the little windows and that there's progress. So I'm probably going to mark it about there. So we've made some significant progress. I think this will still be in my project for the next 2-3 months. I would like to get it out before the April refresh, but if not, I'll just keep using it until it's done. Luckily, as it gets warmer and I'm going out more, I'm not getting a significant amount of sun, but I am getting a little bit darker for my complexion. So I have been mixing my second foundation, which is the Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation, with this one a lot more and have made significant progress. So our line was about here last time. I can now bend it even more, so I'll make a new line. And forgot to go over weights. So for the Laura Mercier foundation, we were at 104 grams when we started the project, and now we are at 99 grams. So definitely progress. I'm just gonna keep using this until it's gone. And then for the Do You foundation, when I weighed it this month, it was at 42 grams, so that will be our base weight because I did not weigh it at the beginning of the year, like I mentioned. So I'm not mad about panning these. I really like the two combined. It's a great combo. They look beautiful together. It's a great everyday foundation. When I do go back to work in person, I would be happy to wear these if these are still in my collection at that point. But for now, while I'm working at home, they're great. I love how it looks personally. So those are my two foundations. Then for concealer, so this is another category. There are a few categories where I had two products instead of just one. But for concealer, I have two concealers that I use for different things. So that is why there are two concealers in the project. And both of them are very close to being finished. I'm so excited about this progress. So for the BareMinerals Bareskin, when we started the project, it was at 18 grams. I put a flashlight behind it and we were at this line right here. And now you can kind of see that there's a bit more progress that's been made. This was also in my 9 New Year's, so that's why there's some extra lines. But this is the little engine that could. He never stops. It just keeps going. I keep thinking I'm so close to finishing this, and then there's still more products. So I'll just keep using this. I only use this to set my eyelids before I put on eyeshadow, and then immediately after I have to put on translucent powder or it creases like crazy. But I don't mind using this. I let it dry down while I do my brows, then set it with powder after I've blended it out, and it's perfect. So I'll keep using this. It's not my favorite concealer. It's way too watery to put under my eyes, but as a base for my eyeshadow, it's pretty good. If you hear meowing in the background, the cats are very upset that I've locked them out of the office right now. But I needed some quiet to film this video since I have to refilm it since I messed up my audio last time. So no cats for today, but maybe later on there will be cats in another video. So moving on. The second concealer I have is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. I have it in the shade Porcelain. I love this concealer. It's great. It's a little dark occasionally, but at the same time, it looks fine under my eyes today. It's the concealer I use every day, so I'm happy with it. When we started the project, it was at 60 grams, and it is now at 57 grams, which is not a correct weight because, sorry for how gross this is, I have taken out the stopper. So there's just this big old glob of products down at the bottom. You can kind of see it when I swirl it around. It's pretty see-through. You probably cannot see that, but there's just a big old glob of product at the bottom, and that's about it. So I don't know if I'm always going to take out the stopper. I know that most project panners do, but I like to kind of use my makeup in a realistic way. Before I started having a bigger collection, I would never take out the stopper. I would never scrape the bottoms. I would never repress a powder. So I'm thinking of running my project as if I were a regular, not hoarder consumer and just see how long it'll take me without taking out stoppers and everything. So for this one, I did take out the stopper, but in the future, I may not do that. For powder is where I'm most excited. So I told you guys last time that I had two powders in this collection, and my first powder was the Too Faced It's Bananas setting powder. And I already mentioned that it kind of wasn't the most fair product because it was almost completed, but I have been using this for so long. It is a discontinued product, and now there's kind of some little bits, but now it is completely empty. There is no powder in that pan. Ugh. It was so good finishing this powder. Like, I loved this powder. It looked great under my eyes, but I needed to get it out of my collection because it was getting older, and the fact that I finished this pressed powder felt so great. So this will be going in my empties. Look forward to that. So for the other powder, I did introduce a second powder in my project pan last time because I did know that I was pretty close to finishing up the Too Faced powder, but I didn't know how long that was this second powder was gonna take me. I said that it'll probably take a while for me before I even hit pan. We probably won't see pan for a while. And then 2 days after I panned my Too Faced powder, I hit pan in my By Beauty powder. And you can see there is a ton of pan. So this was so exciting. So I'm hoping to have this used up simply because I hit pan and I would like to get another product out of my collection. I'm hoping to use this up in the next 2 to 3 months, but it is one of my favorite powders. I will definitely repurchase this down the road, but I'm gonna go through a few more powders in my collection, some older ones before I do, and then eventually I will repurchase this beautiful, lovely powder because it makes my face look so nice. So, we've already hit pan in another powder. I'm so excited. We're making such good progress already. Our first setting spray. So I did mention in my introduction that I had put the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water on my list, but before I could film my update, I finished this up. So that is technically out of my collection, but we're counting it as one of my empties from this project pan. So I wanted to show that yes, it is empty. It is being counted as one of my empties from this project. So since then, I have rolled in the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Setting Spray. And when we started the project, it was at 85 grams, and now it is at 66 grams. So this should be in the project for maybe another 2 months. 2 months is like my magic number right now. I'm hoping to have most of these products rolled out by the 2-month mark because I've used them up, not just because I got bored of them. But so far we're making really great progress on this, so I'm pretty happy. Then for bronzer, no, we're not excited about this. We're never gonna hit pan on this probably. I use so little of this right now. I know in the summer this is too light for me, so I'm trying to use it in winter because every summer I'm like, oh, I remember this was so great. Let me keep using this. I should probably tell you what it is. It is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. Now, if you see, maybe you can see, there's a little bit of a dip, but there's still no pan. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to hit pan before I switch to a different bronzer, but I'll keep using this until the refresh and see how I feel. I need the littlest amount of this bronzer. I just kind of put it on the outer perimeter of my face, and it's a decent bronzer. It looks really nice. It stays all day. It doesn't look muddy. It blends beautifully. So I don't mind having this in the project, but I know that in the summer I'll want a either glowy blush or I'll want a deeper a deeper bronzer. So I'll probably introduce a new bronzer during the refresh, but for now, I'm enjoying using this. When we started the project, this was at 45 grams, and shocker, it is still at 45 grams. There was no progress on this. For blush, this is where we get exciting. Exciting progress, at least. So, for my first blush, I had the Hourglass Mood Exposure. We started this on the 1st of the year, just like every other product. I did have this in my 9 by New Year's project pan. Again, I was trying to get some use out of most of my project pan items early, so I put most of the ones I knew I would focus on in the new year in my 9 by New Year's project because I didn't think I was going to finish any of them. which I didn't finish most. But, so for my little mini Hourglass Mood Exposure blush, this is what it looks like. It's all teeny tiny. And this is now what it looks like. So you can see there's just grid, there is just pan. We have finished a whole blush in the beginning of the year. I'm so excited about this. I'm so glad to use this up. I do have this shade in one of my Hourglass face palettes. So though I love this blush, I'm still got a backup of it, technically in a palette. And since I'm not purchasing from Hourglass until they make their shade range more inclusive, I am happy to have this out of my collection. Plus, it's one less blush that I have to worry about. My blush collection is out of control, which you'll see in a later video. Then I had a second blush in this project. If you saw my first video, I was using the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Highlight in Chic Phreak as a blush because I used the Girl Next Door up in a previous project. I loved that highlight, it was beautiful, but the Chic Phreak shade was a little too dark for me because it's just a darker pink. So I knew it wouldn't work as a highlight, so I thought I would make it work as a blush. So after I finished the Hourglass, I thought we would have a lot more time before I saw pan in my Fenty highlight, but this is currently what that looks like. Look at all of that pan. So I think that I could have this used up. I would, next 2 months, drink every time I say next 2 months. Let's have some water. Hydration. So I am hoping to use this up, get this out of my collection, use both sides. I really didn't think that I was going to use both sides up. But now that I've already hit pan, I can definitely see myself using this up and getting it out of my collection. So I'm going to continue using this until it's finished. That's so exciting. I'm going to have 2 blushes finished this year. So when we started this, it was at 59 grams and it is currently at 58 grams. I just love looking at all that pan. Like there's so much pan, and then I even hit side pan, which just feels so good. So yeah, I will continue to use this until it is all gone. So for highlight, I had the Becca Light Chaser highlight in Champagne, Dream, Flashes, Bellini. And when we started the project, it was at 46 grams, and we are now at 45 grams. And this is currently what it looks like. Look at that pan. Ugh. Again, I'm so excited by these products and how much progress I'm making already. I did not expect to hit pan in a highlight during my first update / the second month of the year. But I'm so happy. So I'm going to keep using this until probably the refresh, and then I'd like to give more attention to another highlight in my collection. I really do like this. I wouldn't mind keeping this in my collection for a little while longer. So for single eyeshadow, I have the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow. I'm learning how to say that, not quickly, but at least enunciate. I have this in the shade ZZZ, and it now looks like this. Fancy, right? No, it's not fancy. I've probably used this twice, so there hasn't been much progress. I made some really pretty eye looks with it, but I'm not very good at using single shadows, and this shade is just not my mood right now. I mean, we're in the middle of February, so Valentine's Day pink looks were my thing now that Valentine's Day is past. I'm currently trying out some new palettes, so this hasn't been getting a lot of use, but I am going to keep trying to use it, and then at the quarter refresh I will probably roll in a new single eyeshadow to just try to use another single eyeshadow. For my Super Shock Shadow, we started at 14 grams and we are now at 13 grams. So it's shocking that there's any progress on this because I didn't use it very much, but maybe my scale's broken. So for eye primer / cream product, we have the Becca Under Eye Priming, oh wait, what is this? Under Eye Brightening Corrector, that's what it is. So when I introduced it to the project, it was 35 grams and it is still 35 grams. I have been using this every day. You can see there's a bit of a dip in the product, but we still do not have pan. So I'm gonna keep using this. I have really noticed a difference. Like I bought this because they tried it on my eyes back before COVID, and it really helped my dark circles under my eyes. And then I just kept forgetting to use it. It was an extra step in the morning. But now I've been using it consistently, and it really has been making my under eyes look brighter and healthier, and I love it. So I'm really happy to keep using this. It's one of my favorite products, and I just really needed this project to push me to use it more. Then for liquid liner. So I'm kind of on the fence about my liquid liner right now. It is my favorite. It is the Too Faced Better Than Sex eyeliner. Such a good eyeliner, my favorite eyeliner. I love a brush tip. This brush tip is great. But the other day I noticed that some of the hairs are splitting, so I'm trying to decide if I'm ready to get rid of this and open a new one, or if I'm going to keep with it. Because sometimes I'll do one side of my eye or one wing and it'll look flawless, and then I'll do the second wing and that's when it starts to not look so great. So I'm really not sure whether or not I'm going to get this out of my collection right now or later, but for now I'm going to keep using it until I can no longer stand it, and then I will roll this exact same thing in. So there we go. And for eye pencil. So the first time I filmed this video, I had the Colourpop Honeydew, Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Honeydew. And it was at 7 grams. No, 4 grams. It was at 4 grams. And then when I opened it, the pencil fell out and fell on the floor. And so I decided that this now counts as an empty and is being rolled out of the project, since I was not going to use eyeliner that fell on the floor. So we are counting this as another empty, and instead are rolling in the, what is this? Fenty Beauty Fly Pencil Longwear Pencil Eyeliner. That name's too long. And it is in the shade in Big Truffle. It's a non-retractable pencil, so I cannot screw it up and show you how much product there's left in this, but just know that we will continue to use this until it is all gone. This is one of my favorite eyeliners. I love using it on the waterline. I have it on my waterline today. You may or may not be able to tell, probably not. But it just adds a little smokiness without it being black. The brown kind of makes it look a little more sultry, but also natural. So I'm happy to have this in the project and keep using it until it is gone. I know that some of the lead has broken, so I could kind of like dump it out and show you, but I'm not having another repeat because I love this pencil and I'm not ready to repurchase it yet when I know that I have a full pencil in here. So I'm just going to keep using it until I can no longer use it, and then I will buy a new one. I will definitely repurchase this because I love this eyeliner. It is so nice. Perfect color, perfect creaminess. We're keeping this eyeliner for as long as we can. Then for mascara. So mascara is another category where I'm counting it as an empty. And that is because this Milk Kush mascara, which was at 10 grams and then finished at 8 grams, it is dried up. So you can see that there's product still on the wand, but it was flaking off on my under eyes every time I would use it, and it was driving me insane. And I have 3 backups for mascara, so I didn't need to keep this in the collection. I decided this is done. We're just gonna chuck it and roll in my Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. Starting weight is 30 grams, and I'll keep weighing it while we use it. Now, I've always been that person, I've been going back and forth about mascara. Usually I think, okay, I'll throw it out at the 3-month mark and then start a new mascara. But now I actually want to see how long I can use a mascara before it dries out too much or the formula changes. So I'm gonna keep this in the project until it gets weird. I've never had an eye reaction to a mascara, and I don't always rotate out a mascara. I don't always know how long it's been open, but since I have just opened this today, I used it on my lashes today. I know that we started it on February 16th, and I would like to see how long this mascara can stay perfect for. So it is now in our project pan. For brow colors, I did previously have the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow in my project. We know that for my first update, it was already used up. So now I have the ABH Brow Wiz. This isn't really something I'm trying to pan. It's just the current brow pencil I'm using. As I said in my last video, I dye my hair sometimes, so this current color is dyed. It is not my natural hair color, so I just needed something. This is where our pencil is at before I keep going on my tangent. I'm not gonna mark this, I just wanna see how many months it will last. I've decided to just use this because this is the only eyebrow pencil I have in the hair color that matches my current hair color. So there's that one. Then for brow setting, I have the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. Benefit does not cater to a wide shade range. I will not be repurchasing this. So I'd just like to use this for as long as possible and then get it out of my collection. So when we started, we were at 16 grams and we are still at 16 grams. I have been using this for probably way too long. I will not tell you how long because I don't want judgment from the internet. But I will say that I'm going to keep using this until it either starts smelling weird, starts acting weird, or until I can no longer use this product. But so far she's going strong, so I'm going to keep loving her. And for lip liner, these lip liners. So I thought I lost them for a minute, and then I found them again, and I was so excited, yay! So I am trying to pan two Kylie cosmetic liners. It's a lip pencil, you can't get mad at it, right? So I have these shades Koko K and Posie K. Posie K, when I started off, was at 6 grams. Don't lose the pencil. Dang it. Alright, so Koko K is out of the collection, and here's why. So when it fell on the ground, like this. I hate these pencils. They always break. Like the other one is broken too. The lead does not stay in these pencils and it's horrible and it drives me nuts. But I have not dropped this one before. And I'm always trying to avoid dropping it, but I am a klutz, so I should have known. And I'm not really mad at it because I want to get these two. These are the only Kylie cosmetic products I have in my entire collection and I would like them gone. So I will just continue with Posie K, and I will not drop this. And when I started it in the project, it was at 6 grams, and now it is at 5 grams. And we currently have this much left. So I am hoping to get this finished up this year. Who knows how long it will take me. It is not my favorite lip liner, but I want it out. So I will keep using this, and maybe at the refresh, I will get rid of it. But for now, I'll just keep going with it. For lipstick, we're getting to the bottom, guys. I know this video is always the longest. For lipstick, we have the Charlotte Tilbury in JK Magic. It is just this teeny tiny little nub. Look at the nub. So I have been using this pretty much most days that I am working. It is a perfect nude for most days, and I just want to get it out of my collection. Because as I mentioned, I hate the look of many lipsticks in my drawer. They drive me nuts. So this is a really nice color. I don't know if I would repurchase it in the full size or not, but I'm going to enjoy it in the mini size until it is all gone. So when we started this, it was at 7 grams and it is now at 6 grams. So we know I am making progress. A lip product I have seen no progress on, and that is because I have not been using it, is my Too Faced Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick in the shade Freshly Baked. This was in collaboration with Candy Johnson. And when we started, it was at 31 grams. And it's still at 31 grams. Not much progress. I've used it maybe once. It's one of my go-to pink shades, and I'll probably use it this month. It is one of my favorite shades, and I will be sad to see it go. So, we'll see. For lip gloss. Now this is one that I'm excited about. For lip gloss, I have the Too Faced Sweet Peach Creamy Peach Lip Gloss. And as you can probably see, there is so much emptiness on this tube. So I have taken out the stopper, and there's just this little bit left at the bottom here, like barely any left. But I'm gonna keep using this until it is all gone, but I'm pretty close. So I'm hoping at the next check-in that this will be out of my collection. This gives me dead nude lips. It's an okay one, and since I've got multiples, I think I have 2 more shades of this, I'd like to just use it up and get it out of my collection. So, we're making great progress. I am really hoping to see this out of my collection next check-in and have completed a full gloss. Fingers crossed. Then for lip balm, I have the Milk Kush Balm in Shine. I've already talked about how much I hate the little micro glitters in this. When we started the project, it was at 29 grams and it is now at 28 grams. And we just kind of have this little nub here. So I'm hoping to keep using this until it is gone. I use it when right before I put on all my makeup. I use it as my lip balm until I'm putting on a lipstick, then wipe it off. So it's all right for that. It keeps my lips moisturized, but God, I hate the chunky glitter in this. It is so uncomfortable on the lips. But I must say, all those other ones, all the tinted ones, great. And that green dragon one, lovely. This shimmery one, I don't want it. I don't need it. I'm so sad I bought 3. So then for nail polish, story time. So I painted my nails one time with the Ciate Mini in Iced Frappe. I painted my toes, and it lasted 3 days. What nail polish has ever lasted on somebody's toes for only 3 days? And I'm not talking one toe. I'm talking all these toes. I've been wearing socks and tennis shoes, so it's not like I'm walking around in flip-flops and it chipped or anything. No. It lasted 3 days on my toes in socks and tennis shoes and slippers. No. So I decided that I'm done. I don't have the patience, I don't have the time, I have too many nail polishes that I actually like in my collection, but I'm not going to waste my time on this mini that I absolutely hate, and bought an advent calendar for 20 bucks. You should know that if an advent calendar goes from 60 to 20 bucks, just don't purchase it. It's not worth it. So, instead, I have the Holo Taco Super Glossy Taco, which is just a top coat. And of course I've been playing with it, but we have only half. And as you can see, it moves very slowly. And that is because this is thick with 27 seats. Okay, this is thick. I probably have less than half, actually. So this product is so thick, but I have been using nail polish thinner every time I open this. So there are probably 7-8 drops of nail polish thinner, and it still comes out this messy string and will hold its string. It will hold this string for a very long time. So when I put it on my nails, it is the most difficult thing ever. So I would just like to put some more thinner in it, try the best that I can to use this up, and once it drives me crazy, I'm chucking it. It's out of my collection. I love these nail polishes until they hit a year. Once they hit a year, it's not worth it. They're just too chunky. Her glitters from the first holiday collection are the same way. Once these nail polishes hit a year, they are too chunky, and no matter how much nail polish thinner you put in them, they're basically unusable. So I don't know if I love Holo Taco. Me and my best friend, we buy so many of their nail polishes together. But I don't know if I'm going to keep going for some of these because I'm worried that after a year, they're just going to be unusable. And I have other nail polishes in my collection that have lasted multiple years and are not even close. I've used this every weekend when I do my nails. I do like a spa regimen on Sunday, and every time I use this, so I have used this a lot. I've opened and closed it a lot, but I still feel like, I don't know, when there's still half the product left, it shouldn't be this thick. Comment down below if I'm wrong and you've had thick top coats go bad after using half the bottle. But for me, I don't know if this is a repurchase or not. I'm gonna have to keep adding more nail polish thinner and see where I'm at. So, next category is my fragrance. And I'm so excited about this one. I have the Replica by the Fireplace. And when we started, it was up there. And we were at, let's see, when we started it was at 16 grams. I did not weigh this empty container, I should have. But now it's all empty, woo! So as I mentioned in my intro, I do have a full size of this. So I just wanted to get this mini out of my collection, which is really sad because I usually take this traveling with me. But since I'm not sure the next time I'm gonna travel, I decided, you know, before this goes off, I might as well use this up. And so now I have, which is so exciting to me. So in its place, I am now using the Kilian Let's Settle This Like Adults in the Bedroom Naked. So this is my new fragrance. Obviously it is not see-through, so I cannot do anything but weigh it. And when I weighed it today, it was at 260 grams. I am panning this. It's not the worst smell, but I feel like it smells like new car scent if you have leather seats. Maybe like leather seat cleaner. I don't know. It smells clean, obviously, which is not my favorite scent. Obviously, By the Fireplace is my favorite scent, and it's very warm and spicy. And this is very clean and probably somewhat florally. It does smell a little like flowers. And it's just not my vibe. So I usually like a sweet and spicy mixture. BIB sales get me every time. That's the only time I buy a fragrance. Never spend full price on a fragrance kit. But I was like, oh yes, I like this. This is lovely. I will purchase this. And then I got it home and the scent lasts for maybe a few hours before it dissipates and you can't smell it anymore. And again, when I spray it now, it's like I smell like a fresh, clean car. And there's nothing sexy about that. Maybe that's appealing to some people, but I don't think my husband wants me to smell like a fresh, clean car. So I just want to use this up, get it out of my collection. Like I said, I'm working from home, so I'm the only person smelling myself, and I just spray it every once in a while. And it's fine. It's not my favorite. I'll probably switch it up this week because I'm so tired of this fragrance. But for the most part, I'll mostly use this every day. We're on the last two products, guys, I swear. For the body product, are we? No, 3 products. We have 3 more products, my bad. So for my body products, I have the Bio Oil Skincare Oil. Oh man. Okay, so this is not the Miracle Cure it advertises itself to be, but it was so nice as a body oil. Like I would slather this on my legs and it just sinks in so well and it's so moisturizing and I really like the scent of it. I don't know if that's weird or not, but I don't know. Is it warm? I think maybe it's a warm scent. I could be wrong, but it smells so nice and comforting. Maybe because I use it every time I get out of the shower and I just felt warm and cozy. But I loved this as a body oil. So when I started, it was at 61 grams, but this is now an empty. So I am going to roll in the Hemp Seed Hand and Body Lotion, and this is in the scent Skinny Dip. It smelled really good when I tried it in the store. This is always my problem. You try something in the store and they're like, oh, here, try this. And it was so nice. And now it's like, meh, it smells like a body lotion. Like a light body lotion, like a powdery, clean body lotion. And again, we can see that clean is not my thing. I want it to be blah, spicy. So it's fine. It's a fine scent, and it works really well on my hands and my legs. So I will be using it on my body and on my hands. I'll probably keep it on my desk here. I don't mind it. It's just older in my collection. I purchased it on a whim a while ago. I think 2018. So that was 3 years ago. Oh my gosh. Where did the time go? So when I weighed it today, it was at 462 grams. So the starting weight is 462 grams. So my skincare product is the Olay Mist Ultra Hydration Essence, and it is in the scent Calming. When I started this project, it was up to this line right here, the little purple line, and it is now all the way down here. I think this will be another 2 months before I finish this. I spray it on my face every time I get out of the shower. I don't know if it does anything. Like, it kind of adds hydration. But I think the Mario Badescu spray that I panned last year as my out of the shower spray, I know. I have so many sprays that now I'm starting to use them as an actual step in my routine where I spray my face as I get out of the shower, which I think is helping my dry skin. But still, I should not need that extra step. But I need to get rid of some of these sprays that I bought on a whim because, ooh, it just sounds so luxurious to spray yourself when you get off a plane. Jackie Ina said that she did that, and I wanted to be Jackie Ina. Okay, don't come for me. When we started the project, this bottle was at 100 grams, and we're now at 71 grams. So I've used a pretty good amount of product. Still think it will take me 2 months. I will happily keep using this because all I do is spray it on my face after I get out of the shower, and it's fine. I don't know if it does anything, but it's fine. One more product. We're there. And the reason my hair looks so greasy is weighed down so much, I cannot wait to get this never-ending product out of my collection. So this product is the Southern Belle Volume Boosting Mousse. I hate this mousse. I hate this mousse with a burning passion. It will not end. This was in my project pan last year. Didn't finish it up, obviously, and it is still in my project pan, and I try using it before I curl my hair, but it's like, it's a waste of a curl hair day, because by the time I finish curling my hair, it looks greasy. I have to start using dry shampoo, and it looks so flat. So this is day 2 hair. Usually, I have a Dyson hair curler, the Dyson, what is that called? It curls your hair. Dyson Pro something. I don't know. It's a fancy curling iron that I bought because I have no self-control. So I purchased that curling iron last year, and ever since I have been curling my hair every chance I can, most Sundays before the work week starts, so I can put it up in a bun, and then it holds its curl for at least 4 days. Usually by day 3, I need, sometimes I can go day 4 before I need dry shampoo. I know, kind of gross. But I've kind of tamed my hair to only need dry shampoo on that 4th day, and then I'll go maybe 5 days without washing my hair. Don't judge me, internet, don't judge me. But with this monstrosity, I have to put in dry shampoo the next day, or technically it's Tuesday, but this is the 2nd day of dry shampoo. Okay, 2nd day since I've curled my hair on Sunday. Never do I have to put in dry shampoo the next day or day number 2 after a curl and wash. So I hate this product. I am hate panning this product. Why? Because I heard it was great. I had a specific mousse that I loved, and you can only find it on Amazon, and I was tired of ordering a 4-pack on Amazon. So I thought, why don't I experiment with mousses? I was about to call this dry shampoo. Why don't I experiment with mousses? I hate this mousse. I can't wait till it's gone. I spent full price at Ulta on this, so I'm gonna keep using this. I use it every other week now. Okay, I'm not ruining every week's curling on this product. When I spray this, oh, it's not doing it now. So it was spurting, like it was not, like it was almost finished. The last 2 times I used it. So I'm like, oh my God, it's there. And then more product comes up. So I don't know if this will ever end, but I have dreams. I have dreams that one day this will end. Okay, so Now I want to count how many empties I have used in just Project Pan alone. I would like to use up $2,000 worth of products in empties this year. I know this mousse is still on my hand, just try to ignore that. But I also want to keep track of how many empties I use just in Project Pan alone, or how many empties I accumulate in just Project Pan items alone. So I will count those items in my dollar total when we do my empties every month. But for now, let's check in on how many empties I have. So I've used up 2, 4, 5, 7 products. So far I've used up 7 whole products in my Project Pan. I'd like to see how many products I can use throughout the year, and hopefully it will be a significant number because I've brought in a few products in my collection, which I will hopefully bring up in my favorites and fails at the end of the month. So that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me while I go over my first Project Pan update. I have made some great progress this first time around, and I'm hoping that we will continue to have such a positive year. 2021 is going to be our year. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you will hit that subscribe button and stick around. We love Project Pan here, eyeshadow palette reviews, and I will start doing some skincare reviews down the road. So have a great day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye guys.